Hey, this is your friendly neighborhood Latino Narsha sitting in the couch here at the DreamHack Blizzard PR Center. And I'm here with a German, a coach for FNATIC, Mr. Blumbi. Just coach his team through a really hard series against Method, come out on the winning side. That must have felt really good, taking that victory out on such small margins.
It felt really good. Like I kind of reimagined, or relived past times where I had these series. I actually had a series like that against FNATIC back then, where I was down 0-2 and I turned it around 3-2 in a semi-final, and it just felt like that to me. Like I could feel what the boys just achieved, and that's why I went up on stage, and I was jumping up with them because I could feel what they feel right now, and I'm just really happy right now for the team.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about your role in the team, because not only, of course, do you bring knowledge about the game, but as a former pro player, you have a lot of experience being under pressure, being on stage, being on Lounge. How do you transfer that to help the players achieve more?
So it's hard to always find the right words, right? When your team is down and you have very emotional players, it's hard to find these words, but I'm working towards finding these words every time my team is down. I'm working towards really finding the right moment to say something and say the right thing, because it's different for everybody, right? I can't say the same thing to a Mene that will help a Breeze, But in the end, I think that's also why it's good to have Quark on the team, because he also evens out this whole thing. He's like a coach by himself, I can almost say. He has a really good mindset, and besides his strategical knowledge, he has a very good mind for just staying confident. But honestly, in this series, after the first two maps, I could even see or feel his voice being not as loud as usual, not as confident as usual, and I needed to say something, and this is where I said what did I actually say? I can't remember, but
because there was multiple heroes loungers that actually noticed that oh, look at him, Blumbi is going over to Quacknix again. That you were over at him a couple of times.
Yeah, it's important for me to make sure that he feels confident, because when Quark feels confident, it will transfer to the whole team. He's this kind of leader personality that if he feels confident in the draft, in the plays he can do, in playing the map, then the whole team will feel good about it. And if he doesn't, then the whole team won't feel good about it. That's why it's so important for me personally to be there for him, because he can't always carry all of the weight alone. It's impossible, I'm not saying the rest of the team isn't. I think Breeze is keeping a healthy mind oftentimes, and Smexy also stays calm. It's just Mene can get a bit upset, and I think Benny can sometimes get a bit tilted and die a bit too much. But in the end, just from what you asked before, the experience that I bring into this whole situation is mostly just mindset-wise, staying in the right track at these crucial moments, that even if Quark doesn't succeed at that I'm there for the boys, telling them, yo boys, we gotta reset, we gotta bounce back right now, it's our time to shine, it's our time to grind through this losers bracket, we are the fucking gatekeepers of the losers bracket, let's fucking go, stuff like this. That's what they need to hear,
Yeah, I like that. Just give them what they need to hear, to just push them forward. As a coach, you have a kind of a different take on pretty much everything from the players and from us that are just at home watching. Last year, Europe was pretty dominant in the international scene. The MSB had 2 European teams in the final, and Europe was in general very dominating. What happened?
I think it's just the roster changes that happened in Europe. I think they hurt Europe quite a bit, besides Dignitas. I think in the last roster change phase, Dignitas got a really strong roster, but I believe they don't have the leader personality that keeps them in track. I don't think they have this guy. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. From what I feel, how the players are personality-wise, I don't think they have a guy who keeps them on track, and I think that's why you can see Dignitas right now crumbling a bit, crumbling from the pressure, and being not as strong as you know them, because I think if you have a mechanical roster of 5 really strong mechanical players like they have, it's gonna go well at the start, right? Everybody's gonna be hyped, but that's why sports and esports is so huge. It's a thing about consistency, about consistently bringing this high level of play, and this is where the mentality comes in, because you can have a nice start, you can have, you know, a head start even with mechanical players, but keeping this all on track is a whole different story. And that's where, you know, I always like to say, like, the grind is where you get to the top, and your mentality is where you stay at the top. And that's why I'm not sure how Dick will go. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe their coach can even out, because they have a coach as well, maybe he can even it out and they're fine. But I can feel that that's, by the way, a job I will have to do as well in our new team, where I feel we don't have the Quacknicks anymore to keep the whole thing in track, where Breeze needs to step up suddenly more to fill the void, and maybe Amanda needs to step up to fill the void. Like, everybody needs to understand how much of a value Quacknicks had in the team and what he actually did for the team, because, and I think the people understand, like the players understand that, and I can't catch all of this, because you know, I can do it out of game. I can tell them before the game what to do. I can help them out with what I think is good in draft and stuff, but they are in the end the ones executing it, and they are the ones in game where I cannot help them in game.
Yeah, play for them. Yeah, not anymore at least. But thanks a lot for talking to us, and very much good luck going further in the tournament. It's going to be exciting to follow you guys.
Thank you. And I just want to add, you know, I'm just part of the puzzle. I think the players are great and they achieved this, and I think I'm just part of helping them out, you know. I don't think I'm in the foreground, and I like working in the background, you know, just making sure it runs smooth. But like, the boys achieved what they achieved today. I just was a part of this puzzle, and I'm super proud of the boys, and thank you for the interview. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.